undergo, really, in terms of his rehab, his knee injuries that he suffered before the French Open last year. It's always difficult off when you've got a serious injury like that, so always nice to see players make the recovery as he has done.
It's been a long road back for him. A lot of long days in the gym and on the tennis court rehabbing, and I'm sure he would have doubted himself at stages whether he could get back when you suffer from knee problems, hip problems, wrist problems. Sometimes when you do damaged joints, it's whether they do recover fully enough for you to be able to play at the top level again. And well, it's been a remarkable comeback, really.
Yeah, that remarkable comeback at the French Open was so noteworthy, of course, for so many reasons, but primarily because of all the injuries that he'd suffered previous to that. And that's why days like today he will very much appreciate, up against a defending champion, best player in the world on a huge court like this. Because it's when you're in the middle of the rehab that your thoughts turn to possibly playing another match like this, and that's what spurs you on, keeps you going, doesn't it?
That's what tennis is all about. I mean, Mathieu has played at the top of the game. This is where you want to be, on the show courts, playing against the best players in the world, playing the best today.
Nicely done. Looks fit, Djokovic. And, of course, coming off the back of another great season. Still definitely the man to beat. No question about that. Many people talking about the rivalry that he has with Murray. And perhaps both will be building on that throughout the course of the season, with perhaps Federer just tucked in nicely just behind those two, maybe. Do you agree with that?
I do, yes. I don't think Roger will be around for that much longer, and certainly the future is the Murray and Djokovic head-to-head. A bit of fortune there. I can't really see anyone just yet in the mix. Always got the David Ferrers that are always going to be, you know, at their heels. But these two guys, Murray and Djokovic, the style of game they play, the brand of tennis they play is just incredible. We saw last year how they had so many close battles.
Game Djokovic.
No problems for Djokovic getting off to the best possible start there with a break.
First game.
And of course it would be nice to get Rafa Nadal back in the mix, wouldn't it? That's the other big question. Of course he had to pull out here. We haven't seen him play since Wimbledon last year, but there's hope that he will get back on the tour, perhaps in Acapulco in a few weeks' time, and that would be nice as well, wouldn't it?
Definitely, the tour definitely needs Nadal back. Such a crowd pleaser, such a different style of tennis, if you like. Yeah, the way he's adapted his game over the years, not only to play on the slow courts, the clay courts, but he can play on any surface now, and he's done a fantastic job of that. And it would be such a shame if he wasn't to come back fully fit. Obviously the knee perhaps still causing a bit of problem, a few problems, and the health as well. Pulling out of the exhibition match in Abu Dhabi at the start of the year.
Got a few matches under his belt in the Hopman Cup in Perth. Djokovic seemed to be enjoying himself there as well. Beat Andreas Seppi, Tommy Haas and Fernando Verdasco. But did lose to Bernard Tomic in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4.
30 love.
Won 6 titles, of course, in his 11 finals last year. Managed to pocket just over $12 million in prize money. Nicely done.
30-15.
Talked about Mathieu being around for a while. This is his 7th Australian Open appearance, 11 years after his first, which was back in 2002. He hasn't played here since 2009 because of all those injuries.
40-15.
Groin injury in 2010, missed the entire 2011 season following knee surgery and hadn't recovered in time before the start of last season, so that just gives you a pretty good indication of how long he was sidelined with all those injuries. Real nightmare, so it is nice to have him back.
Game Djokovic.
Had his best result here at Grand Slam level back in 2006, reached the 4th round, lost to Grosjean there, and of course in 2008 lost also in the round of 16 there to Nadal. He has reached the round of 16 at Roland Garros as well, way back in 2002, lost to Agassi then, and in 2008 losing incidentally to Djokovic, and of course he did so at Wimbledon as well in 2007 and 2010. So a consistent performer at the highest level, but has never really made it through to the tail end of a big event. Not enough on the approach. Risky strategy to come in cross-court there.
He was ahead in the point. Had Djokovic on the move. Djokovic again, defensive skills. A1 and comfortably in position there for that passing shot. That's a clean strike on the ball.
Thank you.
Good striker of the ball for Paul Henri-Mathieu, but perhaps suspect when you're judging him against the very best players in the world emotionally?
Yeah, I think perhaps sometimes can go walkabouts. Does he really have the belief that he can finish off matches against the best players? So one thing, getting in good positions against these guys, 3 or 4, or getting them tight into a set, and then really pushing and stepping up a level. Perhaps just waiting for the opponent to make the mistakes rather than to go out there and make it happen.
It's a difficult shot with a double-handed backhand there. Perhaps should have taken one hand off the racket, come underneath it, little slice, little bunt up the line, maybe a little drop shot perhaps. So tough to roll that one over with a bit of topspin.
Certainly when you've got Djokovic on the other end of the court as well. You need to put that tight to the line. It just makes you go for that little bit more.
Deuce.
Sensibly just taking his time here. try and get a hold here to get anything out of this opening set.
As you would imagine, Djokovic onto those second serves nice and early, taking them on the rise. Always taking time away from his opponents.
Nicely done. That's what you've got to do, really. You've got to play good all-court tennis against the likes of a Djokovic or a Murray. That's easier said than done. If you can open up the court with the serve and then take the ball early, ghost into the net, give yourself a fighting chance.
Henri-Mathieu.
Good hold. Under the cosh in the early stages of this one, but 2-1 now. Here on Rod Laver Arena, Djokovic already a break to the good. 2-1 first set. What a forehand. Superb stuff from Mathieu.
Love 15.
It's almost a slingshot cross court. Gets around the outside of that ball. Good technique on that volley. Out in front, moving forward. Back to the good old days.
He's got to take on the second serve, so you won't mind missing that. At least it sends the right message down the other end of the court. And he's going to be aggressive when he gets a look at it.
That's where Djokovic is just incredible. The good return there from Mathieu and just sliding into that backhand defense, just turning that point around almost. Getting it back with a little extra juice on it.
Game Djokovic.
Serve's improved too, hasn't it? Especially the quality of that first serve. So many cheap points now.
Djokovic leads by 3-1.
He had those terrible technical problems there for a year or so, a season or two, and almost looks as if he was bowling that serve over. There's no elbow bend, but that slow-mo. Good throwing position at the top of his serve. Decent pace on the ball.
It's a lovely shot. Superb strike.
15 love.
It's a more solid wing out of the two. The forehand, yes, he can hit a few more winners on, but a little bit more patchy, but the backhand very reliable.
15 all.
Quality of those backhands so good. He's just so comfortable moving his opponent around off that particular wing without taking any undue risks. Not hitting the ball very close to the line there, but still putting his opponent under just enough pressure to draw the error. It's a nice change up there. Could use the slice backhand just to give Mathieu something different to think about. Two points for a 4-1 lead.
He needs a few more of those tight points on his serves, his service games. 1-2 combination.
That's incredible. Nothing wrong with the approach shot there at all. Djokovic able to come up with another stunning backhand to get the break. And he now leads 4-1 first set. So this has been a really good start to his 2013 campaign. Striking the ball exceptionally well already. Top seed leads 4-1 first set against the Frenchman, Henri-Mathieu.
Let's the service.
Backhand working beautifully. First 5 games. Just able to change direction with ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mathieu is challenging the ball on the left far side.
Did look close. Interesting to see whether it just took a piece of the line. It did indeed. Lovely shot.
Mathieu has 2 challenges remaining.
Nicely done. Not quite enough on that approach shot there.
30-15.
Just a bit short. Didn't have Mathieu under enough pressure.
Phenomenal anticipation there.
30 all.
Just overdoing it in the end, but read the situation very well.
A little heavy-handed with the drop shot.
Forty 13. Yes.
He's so good at using that slice serve to open up the court.
Advantage.
You've got the
Djokovic.
ability to take the ball early off the back of that. And it's very, very difficult for opponents to recover.
Game Djokovic.
There's no stopping him as far as this opening set's concerned now, surely.
Djokovic leads by 5 games to 1.
Just a game away from wrapping it up now. After you did a little bit of coaching at the highest level, obviously you've played at the highest level. Paul Henri-Mathieu without a coach at the moment. So coming into this match, what would your game plan be against a Djokovic?
Well, I think you've got to attack. I don't think Paul Henri-Mathieu is going to win this match from the back of the court. He needs to take a few risks. He needs to come to the net, as he has done early on in this set.
15 love.
But without doubt, he's going to be out of his comfort zone throughout the course of this match. If he wants to stand a chance, he's got to take a few more risks, go for those big winners when they're on. And for him, really, he's just got to hope for a little bit of loss of form from Djokovic at some point, just to give him some sort of in. Because at the moment, Djokovic is rock solid. There's not much Paul Henri-Mathieu can do.
From the back of the court when they are involved in baseline rallies, are you looking to play primarily to the forehand to perhaps try and break that down, or are they just so similar, those ground strokes, it doesn't really matter?
I don't think it really matters. I think the way Djokovic is playing is that you've got to try and keep him on the move. I don't think you can kind of go to one wing too much, because he, of course, is going to start getting into a bit of a groove. Try and keep him off balance somehow. Very tough to do. Got to execute your shots very well. Also, try and put a little bit of scoreboard pressure on Djokovic. The fact that he broke first game of the match, that settles him down, makes him feel a little bit more confident.
Such a good front runner, isn't he? And they all are best players in the world.
So this set is pretty much gone. So the second set will be his goal to hold serve and see what happens.
A much better game. Nice and aggressive. And a pretty comfortable hold in the end. It's Djokovic who leads 5-2. Nice day in Melbourne. Bit breezy initially, but not so much on this court. when we're watching a couple of the matches on the outside courts, you could see there was a bit of a swirly breeze. Some of the players were finding it difficult to deal with. But, this one nice and sheltered, so a better opportunity to see some really good shot making. We've certainly seen plenty of that from Djokovic throughout the course of this opening set. Serving for it now, 5-2.
15 love. Fifteen all. Oh. 15-13.
Lovely serve. High percentage play. Bit of pace off it. 188k. Added a bit of slice while moving away from Mathieu all the time. So thinking very clearly under pressure there. We often talk about how good a Djokovic or a Murray or a Federer is, but making those adjustments at 15-30, making sure that you pick the patterns of play that you know have the best possible chance of working for you, one of the main reasons why they very rarely get beaten.
Game and first save for Djokovic.
And he does it again there. So some sensible serving. And he does indeed wrap up the opening set. 6-2 in a little over half an hour. Plenty to admire, particularly as far as Djokovic was concerned in the opening set. One or two misses, but the vast majority of the tennis on display was of the very highest order. And after just 31 minutes of play, he managed to wrap up the opening set pretty comfortably. The question is, does Paul Henri-Mathieu have the necessary skill level to be able to play at a high enough level for long enough to hurt a Djokovic? And of course, most people would suggest that perhaps he doesn't now.
Second set,
not quite as good as he once was. At 31 years of age, currently ranked 60 in the world. But he'll certainly go out there and give it a pop. No question about that. Needed to get off to a better start here in the second than he did initially.
Love 15.
Again, showing great strength out wide.
So good on the return, reads it so well. Short backswing, very little follow through, using the pace of the serve and just simply redirecting it.
Love 40.
And this is turning into a little bit of a nightmare for the Frenchman. Three break points.
15-14.
Well, he had the backhand there to finish on. Stepping in. Very few misplaced backhands in this match from Djokovic.
Again, Djokovic.
So, as you rightly suggested, he needs to be aggressive, Mathieu, but
First
not
game
overly
is-
so. So top seed leads by a set and a break now.
Love 15.
Probably not the shot to go for Djokovic there, but such a comfortable lead right now. Can afford to take a couple more risks.
Bit of depth on the return there too.
Love
This is a
14.
poor game. Just lost his concentration. Sometimes that happens when you lead by a set and a break.
Fifteen 14.
Mathieu just guessing the wrong way because his weight's over on his forehand side.
Thirteen 14. Deuce.
Nice recovery.
Advantage Djokovic.
Mark of a champion, isn't it? Love 40 down. 4 first serves.
Game Djokovic.
It's a terrific effort. Just lost his concentration initially, but managed to recover just in the nick of time.
2 games to love.
The threat of being broken quickly snuffed out. That's a lovely backhand. That's the advantage of having a double-hander, of course. You can use the top hand to help draw the ball back into court and across your opponent. Can't do that with a single-hander. Once you get late on a shot like that with a single-hander, you've got the chip or the lob.
Let's second serve. Oh. 30 love.
Really do back Djokovic when he's able to get on that front foot on the backhand. I think when he's moving onto it to make those. Surprising when he misses them.
Oh. 30-15.
Needs all the luck he can get out here.
Got a game, but still very much up against it.
2 games to 1, second set by 1 set to love.
Djokovic leads by a set and 2 games to 1 now.
NLC, proudly supporting Australian tennis.
Welcome back. Our live coverage of the 2013 Australian Open continues. My name's Jason Goodall. I'm here in the commentary box with Arvin Palmer. I'm thoroughly enjoying watching the top seed and defending champion ply his trade this afternoon. First set was pretty comfortable. A couple of breaks, 6-2 in 31 minutes already. A break to the good here in a second set as well. Looking to further extend then this early lead.
15 love. Let's service.
It's good length. Some nice rhythm on the serve too.
Quite an easy motion now. Doesn't look as if he's forcing it too much. Nicely into the corners.
Some pretty good work on that second serve as well. It's bouncing relatively high. It's tough, even with a double-handed backhand, to take that one at a comfortable height. So much smoother passage through that service game there than the previous one. Djokovic now leads 3-1.
couple of big strikes there from Mathieu.
15 love.
Needs to be this good, this close to the lines, or otherwise Djokovic not able to run those down.
Thirty love. Forty love. Forty 15. Game Mathieu.
Keeps him within touching distance of the top seed.
Djokovic leads by 3 games to 2, second set, and by 1 set to love.
3-2 now, second set. That's a good effort. Usually he's a tough old competitor. Plenty of tennis still to be played in that one. The smart money has to be on Djokovic, surely, doesn't it? I mean, you've got the experience of having won the tournament, coming off the back of a great season, looks physically fit, looks to be enjoying his tennis. I mean, Murray, of course, is right up there as well. Very little to choose between the two. And of course, what's fascinating is they both play so similarly, don't they? You know, so when you actually match the two together, you know, they're so close.
So often it just comes down to a couple of points here and there.
And Murray should be more of a threat now, having been able to win the US Open, coming off the back of that Olympics victory. So, you know, he knows what it takes. The pressure's off to some degree. And of course, it's always interesting at the Aussie Open, because you're coming off the back of the off-season, you're always looking to see what the players have worked on, to see what they've tried to improve, if anything, if they can at this level. It's about improving your game maybe 1 or 2%. Can you get a little fitter, a little stronger, improve the quality of your first serve, you know, earn 5% more cheap points. Big match makes such a huge difference. And then what are your thoughts on Federer?
Yeah, I mean, he would have a lot to say about this conversation, wouldn't he? He would put himself, obviously, in the mix for it. And he's coming into this tournament full of confidence as well. He feels good about his tennis. You know, he's so good at getting through the early rounds of Grand Slams with as less fuss as possible. Murray and Djokovic sometimes do have those tussles. Murray especially. How tired are they in the second week?
That's sensational.
30-15.
All or nothing on this final backhand. The off backhand, very tough to time and direct.
Oh, that's such a nice shot. All about timing. Didn't muscle it at all.
30-all.
Mathieu really just about finished his service motion, and ball's gone past him already. Nothing you can do against that.
Oh, it's brilliance. Can't hit the ball any better than that.
40-30.
Case once again from Mathieu, just fire against fire there in that rally. Taking that one nice and early.
Game Mathieu.
It was a good game. And he has done a better job in this second set of hanging on in there.
Second set. By 1-2.
Score still very much up against it. It's Djokovic who leads by a set and a break at 4-3 now. That's a poor shot. Got to do more with that. First point of a big game when you get a look at a second serve.
Oh, an excellent first serve from Djokovic. Curling that serve away down the tee. Always running away from you. Couldn't really get a grip of that ball. The backhand in the middle of that rally that did all the damage. Open stance, full stretch, and able just to get a little extra pop on the ball.
Yeah, nice injection of pace, wasn't it?
Game Djokovic.
Serve again, so you're using it a lot now. Of course, it is going to his opponent's slightly weaker wing as well. Double whammy. Nice hold and moves within a game of moving ahead by 2 sets to love. Nice new restring. Strung every day for the top players. Just give them a bit of extra control once the new balls are introduced.
15.
Racket stringers work overtime in Grand Slams. 8 to 10 rackets for these top guys, freshly strung.
All.
Using the pace that time. Mathieu wasn't the most accurate shots from Djokovic down the middle of the court.
30-15. Game Mathieu.
Reduces the arrears to just a single game once more. Djokovic now with a 5-4 lead. So time once more for Djokovic to bear down. Serving for the second set, which would give him a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Long.
Again, a bit of a disappointing first point there from Mathieu. Unforced error. And he had the passing shot on that. Wasn't the best approach from Djokovic. Too short. A little bit weak in power. Mathieu unable to take his opportunity.
Game and second set. Djokovic.
That'll do nicely.
6 lengths to 4.
Second set a little more competitive than the first, but no real problems for the top seed. Now leads 2-sets-to-love.
15 love.
Whoa, don't see that very often.
15 all.
Maybe a little bit of a miss-hit from Mathieu on that return, but didn't look as if it bounced awkwardly. Taking his eye off the ball, perhaps.
It's a lovely backhand. Creating an angle when the return was pretty central, so it's not easy to do.
Such a simple play for Djokovic. Just able to fill the gap so easily. Eyes right on that ball. Clever second serve as well there, right into the body, tucking his opponent up.
Game Djokovic.
It's nice variation on serve there.
1 game on.
He's done that well throughout the course of the match.
Love. On.
Well, you wouldn't have thought Mathieu would have hit more winners than Djokovic in this match thus far, but
it's all about the unforced errors as well, isn't it? I always look at those two numbers same time. It's a lovely shot. Djokovic isn't 100% sure.
Djokovic is challenging the ball on the left far side line. Ball was holding.
I think he can see a ball mark. That's why he's challenging.
Just missed the line.
Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining. (40-15). Game Mathieu.
As long as he continues to hold, at least he'll have a lead to try and defend. That didn't happen in the opening 2 sets. 2-1.
Feel like he's into this set now. fact that he's been able to hold his first couple of service games. This is what he desperately needed in the first and second set. At least now he feels as if he's got a bit of a hold here in the lead for the first time in this match in any set, so feeling a bit better about things.
Time.
So no breaks. 1-2, third set.
$15 love. Let for service. $30 love. $40 love. Again, Djokovic.
Serving so well. Mathieu is finding it very, very difficult to get a lead on it. Can't read it at all. Djokovic is varying it nicely. He's not trying to hit the cover off the ball. High percentage of first serves in. Slide is working well. Body serve occasionally too. Nice kick on the second. Outstanding so far.
Good hitting there from Mathieu. Perfect position for all those shots.
15 love.
Out-muscling Djokovic in the end. Perfect way to start this service game.
$30 love.
Will help too. Hasn't had many free points off that first serve in this match.
We tried to change it up there with a little slice backhand, but Djokovic was having none of it.
30-15.
Almost bending this forehand in. Started in the tram lines and curled its way in.
40-15. $40-30. Game Mathieu. Mathieu leads by 3 games to 2.
Good game from the Frenchman. Who now leads 3 games to 2, third set. Out on show court number 2, we were showing you a little bit of the match between Michael Ross.
Not feeling it. But with regular exercise and eating well, confidence comes along and I'm feeling it. No, not feeling it. Nestle Soleil is a delicious, thick and creamy yogurt with no fat.
Time.
And it's low in sugar. I'm feeling it.
Perhaps just a little ambitious on that final backhand from Mathieu. Desperate to take one of those on. Always got to feel Mathieu's got to cover that serve down the tee. Hit so many of those now.
Got to take it away from your opponent, haven't you, when they like using a certain shot.
Yeah, give him the wide one.
If they can still hit that one, then you say that's too good. But you've got to learn from the patterns of play that your opponent likes to use, and you've got to try and force them to use other ones.
Game Djokovic. Three games on.
He's only had that one tough service game when he was love 40 down, when he responded well. It's the only real chance Mathieu's had to break. Otherwise, Djokovic has posted some really good numbers when stepping up to the line. But Mathieu's done better in this third set too in that regard.
15 long.
You can see the importance of getting that first serve in. Makes a huge difference. Nicely done. That's a tough shot. Sometimes you hit that a little too hard, a little too flat, go in the net. Not enough spin, you can hit it deep.
Also probably taking a little by surprise with that return, just creeping over. If you're not ready to play that shot, move forward, you're going to miss it.
Oh! 30-15.
It's the right shot at the right time. We talked earlier, Arv, about taking risks when the shot was on, and that was certainly just a little short, lacking in pace from Djokovic, so it was there to be hit. Good target, look at that, hitting aggressively to a safe target well inside the lines.
Game Mathieu.
There's another impressive service hold.
Mathieu leads 4
A little
games
more
to 2
confidently now, certainly more within himself. And he now leads 4-3. The advantage of serving first means that as the set gets a little older, you head towards the business end of it, then you always hope to try and put a little bit of additional pressure on the shoulders of your opponent. So that's what Mathieu will be hoping to do here, with Djokovic serving new balls in hand, attempting to draw level. 3-4.
Asked Mathieu at the start of the match, would you take 4-3 on serve every set? No question, he would have bitten your hand off.
Sensible smash. Good anticipation from Mathieu. Yeah, for those of you that weren't with us in the first couple of sets, that was the problem for the Frenchman. Dropped serve early on, and Djokovic, we know, is an excellent front runner, and Mathieu had no chance thereafter. This third set's been a lot more competitive.
love.
Superb return.
He gets it right, it's very impressive. Short backswing. Good follow through. Few and far between though in this match.
Game Djokovic.
Something he's done well. He's held serve comfortably, quickly, put the balls back in the hands of the Frenchman. As an opponent, you always feel if you spend most of the match trying to defend your own service games, you always very quickly draw weary of that.
Long.
Winning a lot of first points on his service games this set. Just gives him that little bit of cushion.
30 long.
Another rasping backhand.
40-15.
It was a well-struck backhand from Mathieu, holding his ground. Open stance. Perfect balance once again.
Direction shoot. Replay point.
Yeah, Mathieu is disappointed, obviously, because he hit the shot well. I wonder what the umpire can do about that.
Game Mathieu. Mathieu leads by 5 games to 4 in third set.
Pressure.
Djokovic by 2 sets to none.
Djokovic now needing to hold to stay in this third set. 4-5. Women's singles.
Time.
So Djokovic under a little bit of pressure here. 4-5, third set.
Long.
I'd be disappointed with that point in the rally. Regulation forehand down the line, just simply changing direction.
It's so important, isn't it? First point of such an important game.
Long.
Just allows Djokovic just to open his shoulders up once again.
Long.
Trying to mix things up with that second serve. The kick has worked well. It's gone into the body occasionally too. Oh, it's brilliance. Sensational stuff from Djokovic.
Showing his athleticism once again. Covering the length of the court. Still having the composure on the final ball. Execute.
Love 15.
Such a good shot. Moment of inspiration from Djokovic there.
What was so impressive though was that
Love
dig
13.
off this shot there to get that one back. Underused that shot, the high pass up the
15-13.
line.
Fifteen 14.
He's timed his push well, Djokovic. 2 break points.
Thirty 14. Let's service. Game, Djokovic.
Good length on the return. One break proved to be enough in first and the second sets.
Third set, and by 2 sets alone.
Djokovic now leads 6-5. Fernando Verdasco needed 5 hard-fought sets to get the better of David Goffin. And that is a terrific effort by the former semi-finalist. Top seed and defending champion. Now just 3 points away from victory.
Certainly had the disguise on that drop shot. Mathieu rooted to the baseline, but just lacked enough length.
Thirty 15.
Did well, didn't he, to get that one back, Djokovic, but had too much ground to cover on the final ball.
It's been a really good performance by Djokovic so far. Rock solid initially, and he's weathered the storm here in this third set. Here's the defending champion. Match point. It's good stuff. Always nice to get a win under your belts. Enjoyed a lot of success here, of course, in the last couple of years. The way that he struck the ball this afternoon will delight him. And he wins in straight sets.
Yeah, excellent display from Djokovic, moving supremely well, served so well throughout those 3 sets, and certainly he is the man to beat. Full of confidence, 2013.
Folks, we're going to hear from Novak in just a moment. And a reminder, Leighton Hewitt's on tonight, 7 o'clock against Djokovic, also at Serbia. Excellent seats still available here on centre court. If you'd like to come and support Leighton and Bianca, join us. The ticket check boxes are open around Melbourne Park. And we'd love to see
you always like to get a win, don't you? But you also want to hit the ball well, and I think there were many positives for him to take from this match, weren't there?
Most definitely. Clean as
Hello everybody, it's great to be back in Melbourne, it's great to be back in Australia. Love playing on this court. This is by far my most successful court that I played on in Grand Slam career. I have a great memory, especially in the last 2 years. 12 months ago, played a 6-hour final, so you know, it's amazing to be back, and thank you all for coming and supporting.
You'll lead up to this first Grand Slam of the year, of course, the Hopman Cup over in Perth, where you got to play some wonderful tennis, but you didn't play any tournaments last week. Was that a deliberate way of coming into this, to give yourself a little bit of a chance to rest and then get ready for this event? It's been a long season, you know, last year, and very challenging on and off the court, so, you know, I managed to finish it in style and winning in London. It was fantastic 12 months for me. But I needed some time to regroup, to recharge my batteries mentally and physically for what's coming up, you know. So I love Perth. Also, Hopman Cup is great, and you know, it's always an enjoyable time because you're combining fun and also some great matches. And you know, I'm really excited to be playing again, and hopefully I can continue on playing well. A most emphatic performance, Novak. Well done today. Second round beckons. The Australian Open reigning champion, Novak Djokovic of Serbia.
And folks, that completes our program on day 1 of the championship. A reminder, Leighton Hewitt in action tonight at 7 p.m. against Djokovic. If you'd like to join us, there are excellent seats available through ticket check. And of course,
Okay, well, Novak, a good 3 straight set victory over Henri-Mathieu. It seemed like you guys were playing a pretty good match.
Yeah, we did. Hope the crowd enjoyed and everybody who watched it, because I thought it was a really good match, high quality. I mean, he served well. We both served well in the second and third, and in third set it was tough to make a break because he was finding the lines, he was finding his shots and the rhythm. But you know, I managed to hold on and play well when I needed to. And do you really worry if the crowd was enjoying it? Because the first round out is always sort of iffy, especially when you haven't played too many matches. Well, you know, it's a 2 weeks long event, so it's a first day, and I mean, obviously everybody is excited, whoever loves tennis, to see, you know, the top players on court playing an official match. And you know, for me it was definitely great to be back here. I love this court. I have great memories, and hopefully I can, you know, continue playing well. And I did see maybe a few more sliced backhands today. Are you trying to shorten points and play with more variation? Well, I mean, it obviously depends who you play against, and according to that, you're setting up the tactics, and you know, I try to change the pace and not giving the great rhythm, because I've seen him play. I know him for a long time. I know he's a great ball striker when it's you know, around the waist, and he has a very fast hand. So I try to move him around the court. It's always hard to say how the courts are playing at the Australian Open, because the temperature can change so much. You can play indoors at night, it can be very fast and hot. What is it about these courts that you like? Well, it's just very suitable to my style of the game, I guess, the conditions, and you're right. I mean, Melbourne is very unpredictable with the weather. It can be very brutal with the heat, but it can also be nice and fresh and breezy like it was today. And during the night, obviously, you need to be ready to play long rallies because the ball travels through the air slower. So I got used to it. You know, I had lots of success in this court, and hopefully I can have it too this year. All right. Well, good luck going.